Hey everyone, this is Salman Babu. I'm affiliated with University of Udine, Italy and University of Akhtar, Norway. Welcome to the playlist How to Find PhD Scholarship in Italy in the field of economics, management and business. In this video, we are going to discuss the first step when you are planning to apply for your PhD. The first step is related to MPhil, master degree and your thesis, which is the basic requirement of 18-year qualification to apply for a PhD scholarship in Italy. First of all, you have to ask a question to yourself. Do you have an 18-year qualification, master's, MPhil or something equivalent? Yes, that's fine. Or it is also possible that you are expecting to receive your final transcript up to some specific date. So you have to check the individual PhD call at the Italian university that they will give you a deadline that we need your final transcript up to that date. So keep in mind, before applying to any PhD program, you must have relevant qualification, required qualification for that program. If you completed your degree with a project or with a research thesis, most of the universities will ask you to provide the soft copy, a PDF copy of your thesis. So you should always have a soft copy of your thesis which is finally submitted to your institutions, and it's also good if it's contain the signatures by your professors or something like that. What I want to say here that your thesis should be the final version that you will submit to the PhD program. Some universities can also ask you to submit a summary of your thesis. Why they ask you for the summary of your thesis? Because they don't have time to read complete thesis of 100 or 150 pages. So they can understand and they want to judge the quality of your research work which you did in your master's on it. So question is that how to prepare the summary of your thesis. Remember that when we talk about the summary of your thesis, it's just a very small summary of 1 to 2 pages is enough. It should be very systematic, it should be very defined, it should be very organized, and it should be very what I can say here, like it should have very good English, it should have very good presentation, because that summary will represent your complete thesis. So how you will divide the parts of your summary? Here are some suggestions for you. Number one, abstract. Your summary should contain an abstract of 250 and 300 words, just like normal article, that okay, this is the abstract, and after that your summary should have following parts, because you are explaining a complete thesis in 1 to 2 pages. Number one, introduction, 1 to 2 paragraph, very systematic, brief and to the point, explaining about your topic. Your research questions, very specific point-wise research question, that this is question number 1, this is question number 2, finish. Your research framework, you can add a diagram. If your thesis have a diagram which explain your research framework, you can add a diagram to that place. Methodology, clearly explain, okay, this was my sample, this was my data analysis period, this technique and this software are used in this process analysis, what was your results in that specific thesis, and results and conclusions. So it's like making a 2-page picture of a big movie. So you have to be very systematic in this, because why they ask you about the thesis summary, about the thesis copy, because they want to judge the quality of your research, the learning which you have learned during your masters. Because one thing always keep in mind, when you're applying for the PhD, the professors, the university, they expect from you that you are an expert. you are not a raw person in research. You at least have an intermediate level or initial level, or you can say a moderate level of research expertise. You know some software, you know some techniques, you know very well your research topic. So that's why to judge your quality of work, your learning, your expertise about the research, they ask you for the copy of your MPhil or master thesis, and they also ask you the list of publications with the paper you have already published in any journal. So let's see an example of my own master thesis, that how I will write the abstract of my master thesis and what idea I want to give of writing an abstract in a summary. Because sometimes the professors, the reviewers, they are so busy, they just read the abstract and they get the idea about your complete thesis. They even don't read your complete summary. That the abstract is also a catching point in that state. So let's see how it works. I go to my thesis. This is my MPhil thesis. My MPhil thesis was based on impact of corporate governance on financial performance with the mediating effect of derivatives, a study of New York Stock Exchange 100 index. So what I did in this thesis, I checked the mediating effect of derivatives between corporate governance and financial performance. And for this study, I choose US multinationals which are listed on New York Stock Exchange 100 index. These are the top 100 companies of the US, which represent 40% capitalization of the US market. So let's see if I will write the thesis summary, how I will write here. Let it open. Take some time to, yeah. So basically what I want to show you why writing an abstract is very important and which format you have to use. So I will recommend you to use this format of the abstract. This format contains purpose, design, finding, research implications and keywords. From where I adopted this format, this is a very normal format of some journals. If you see some journals on Scopus or different databases, the journals are following this type of the format to explain abstract. So let's take an example of my own paper from where I adopted this format. So we go to the paper. The paper name is a model of Islamic sovereign wealth fund. So we go to the website of the journal. It's published in Islamic Economic Studies, and it's one of the good journal in the field of Islamic finance. So we go there, and it's the journal is basically listed on Emerald. And if you see the abstract presentation way of this journal, it has abstract, it has design, methodology approach, findings, research implications, policy implications, originality, value, and then keyword, and again it starts with a complete article. So I will recommend you to have a look on this article to write the abstract of your thesis. If you needed to write the summary, your summary must contain an abstract, and you should follow this methodology. And this is a very brief and full-fledged abstract of your paper. So after writing in this way, the reader can easily understand what you did in your paper. Further, I have also downloaded this summary of my thesis as a copy for helping you in the Facebook group International Research and Scholarship Center. So you can go and download it from there. So it will be more easy to write an abstract. Further, I will recommend you at least try to publish one research paper from your thesis, at least at Scopus Index journal. Here I especially want to talk about the Pakistani students. What they do and what their advisors do, they try to publish in HEC recognized journals. So when they try to publish in HEC recognized journals, these are very low quality journals, and that's why they read those journals. So I will recommend you at least try some Scopus Index journal. Maybe that journal had no impact factor, but that should be listed on Emerald or Scopus or something like that. So When you will publish on those journals, you just need to put some efforts. You need to follow the process, what the requirement of the journal. That will help you also to get the PhD position. I hope this video is helpful for you. These are the very minor and short points, but actually as a student we make mistake on these points. Thank you so much. Please subscribe my channel and also join YouTube for downloading the documents. Thank you so much.